Today, I'm going to show you how to build an actual budget, an actual system around community events. So every dollar and every hour that you put into your community comes back to you as backlinks, as brand awareness, as brand equity, and qualified leads. Let's dive into it. Most home service companies are already doing community events. They're sponsoring Little League teams. They're in the 4th of July parade, and they're getting almost nothing out of it. And no, it's not because community involvement doesn't work. It absolutely works. But because they're doing the hard part and skipping the easy part. Here's the things about home services. You're a local business. The customer isn't the internet. Your customer is the person 12 minutes from your shop whose water heater just died, whose roof just started leaking. So when that moment of need hits, what happens, right? Who do they call? They call the company they've seen. Branding, baby. The company that sponsored their kid's soccer team. The company they saw in the parade. The company that showed up at the charity 5K. That's the whole game. More eyeballs leads to more qualified people reaching out to you in your service area. And this might be instead of Googling and picking whoever might be the top ad slot, or it might mean that they Google, they see 2 or 3 people and they remember you, right? It'll lead to more direct visits and easier options to choose you when they are actually looking among yourselves and competitors. But here's where most contractors get it wrong. They treat community involvement as a feel-good expense, not a marketing channel, right? They don't set an annual budget. There's no owner within their company. There's no system. Somebody asks them to sponsor something, they write a check. They show up, that's where it ends. Or if it's just a sponsorship, they just write the check, their banner goes up, and nothing else becomes of it. We're gonna fix that today, I promise you. If you listen to this, it will fix, and we will squeeze every juice out of that berry possible with a 5-part framework. So 1, plan and budget the year in advance. 2, map, find, and isolate the right events. 3, execute with a checklist, get backlinks, engagement, social, press. 4, squeeze the berry. Turn every event into website content. 5, assign an owner in your company so that it goes from theory to in practice and actually happens, guys and gals. So let's dive into step 1. And before you say yes to a single event, you build an annual community marketing budget. Sit down once a year. I do it in Q4 for the following year and decide, what are we willing to invest in community presence? What percentage of our budget? What dollar amount? Are there certain months where we're going to go heavier because there's more events? And have that strategy. For most home service companies, I'd carve out a real line item, right? This isn't whatever's left over. This is a planned channel with intentionality. Just like your Google Ads budget. It's no different. And your budget isn't just cash. It's 3 buckets. Sponsorship dollars, writing checks, team tournaments, festivals, nonprofits, galas, etc. Time, volunteering hours, employees working a booth, being in the parade, production, signage, branded tents, shirts, giveaway items, and the content creation around each event. Then map it against a calendar. Every community has a rhythm. Spring festivals, summer parades, fall charity runs, holiday toy drives. When you plan 12 months out, you can spread your budget across the year. So you're visible in every season, not just blowing it all in June because some guy cold called you about something they're doing in the community and then disappearing. It's got to be clear, concise, consistent. That's brand, baby. Why does planning in advance matter so much? Because if it's organized ahead of time, where you'll be, how you'll show up, what you'll do, who's responsible, and there's a systematic process behind it, you'll notice 2 things start to happen. 1, you actually do the things that you plan on doing. And 2, you actually get the desired outcome that you wanted. Improvised community marketing is inconsistent community marketing, and inconsistent means invisible in most instances. Not all events are created equally. You want events where your target demographic actually shows up. So if that's a 43-year-old mom with a soccer van and 2 kids in this zip code, make sure that your events that you're sponsoring are in line with getting in front of them and you're meeting them where they're at. Homeowners in your service area, where do you find them? Local Facebook groups. This is gold. Community groups, neighborhood groups, Nextdoor, mom groups on Facebook. Events get announced here months in advance. And this is also where the buzz happens afterwards. Chambers of commerce, city event calendars, schools, churches, youth sports leagues, local nonprofits and charities, food banks, veteran organizations, habitat builds, animal shelters. Then isolate. Once you understand what the total group of available events are, then we start to decide which ones make the most sense for us. I would score each opportunity against 3 questions. Is my target customer physically there? Are the homeowners in my service area? And can my brand be visible? Logo, booth, truck, shirts, not just a name in a program. Is there a digital footprint? Are we going to get a backlink? A website that lists sponsors. And again, be careful and make sure you distinguish in that vein. if they're just going to have your logo there or if it's going to be a clickable logo with the backlink. Got to get the backlink, guys. A Facebook page that posts about it. That third one matters more than people realize, and it leads us straight into the execution checklist. Okay, so this is the meat of the video. For every event that you commit to, there are 4 non-negotiables, so put these in a checklist. I beg of you. Put them in your project management tool, whatever. But every event gets all 4. Number 1, ask for the backlink. Every time. This is increasingly important with Google, AI search, getting those local votes of confidence from local brands that Google trusts, AI trusts is paramount. If you sponsor an event, a charity, a nonprofit, a team, ask them to list your company on their website with a link back to yours. Again, local backlinks from real community organizations are incredibly helpful, and they're one of the most powerful signals you can send to Google and LLMs. It shows them that you're a legitimate, trusted local business. This directly helps your local SEO, your map pack rankings, and organic. Most organizations will happily do it. Most of them don't because it never gets brought up. It's not malicious. It's unintentional, and it just doesn't happen. But they will almost never do it unless you ask, right? So make it a part of the sponsorship conversation. We'd love to be listed as a sponsor on your website with a link to ours. Is that cool? 1 sentence. It's that easy. Can be worth more than the sponsorship check itself. Number 2, assign someone to check on how you're showing up. Somebody in your company needs to own the question. How are we actually showing up at this event? Are we engaging? Because there's a massive difference between a banner hanging on a fence and your team in branded shirts actively engaging with participants at an event. They're running the booth. They're talking to families. They're handing out water bottles, toys for kids. Be genuinely present. One is background noise. The other one builds fruitful relationships and ties you to the community and gets you remembered. Someone checks in before the event. What's our setup? Who's staffing it? What are we doing? And evaluates it after. Did we engage the way we planned? What can we do to be better next time? That leads us to number 3. Hype content on social before and after. Not just before the event, not just after. It's not this or that. It's this and that. Somebody's responsible in the company to post hype content. We're proud to sponsor the Riverside Fall Festival this Saturday. Come see us at our booth, right? And after, photos, videos, recaps, thank yous. If you've given stuff away, tag the people that won things, right? This is an incredibly effective way to build brand equity in these communities. And I mean everywhere your audience lives. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, LinkedIn, X, doesn't matter, all of them. Use a social poster tool like Buffer. That's what we use at Ascend, where we link all of our accounts, we make a post, and then we send it to all the different platforms in one fell swoop. Super simple. You're welcome. Post shorts and reels of your team at the event, engaging with the community, your setup, photos with the organizers, your truck in the parade. This content performs because it's real, it's local, it's human, it's authentic, right? The exact opposite of another call us for a free estimate post, right? We see plenty of those. It doesn't quite get the traction that you want. So, number 4, press release, especially before. Write a press release announcing that you're participating. My company is announced as a sponsor at the local annual charity 5K. There's DIY platforms that you can Google and do press releases yourself. Or you could also go into Claude and say like, hey, we've got some information that we want to get out to the community through a local news outlet. Who are some of the reporters that I can connect with who have done stories like this in the past, right? And Claude or Gemini will probably send you directly, hey, you've got this reporter at this news station, this reporter at this news station. Here's an example of something that they've done that's similar to what you're asking for. So you could do that, local blogs, community publications. 4 is the priority. Announcing that participation builds anticipation and often gets picked up by the local media, looking for community stories. After works too as a recap. It's bonus. It's a gravy on top of the potatoes. It's icing on top of the cake. Cake's good without icing, but I like a little icing, right? So why not make it a little bit better? Press pickups frequently come with, you guessed it, more local backlinks, which helps our local SEO, our organic. It helps our AI rankings, right? Now here's where you get to get the most juice out of the squeeze and where almost everybody drops the ball. You did the event, you posted on social, you sent the press release, you stop there. You're the person going to the gym every day and eating garbage at night. You did the hard work, the showing up, the sponsoring, the volunteering, and then you skip the easy part that locks in the result. Here's the easy part. Create content about every event on your website. Have a community section or a hub. At Ascend, we build our clients' community hubs where it's like in the news, community sponsorship, volunteering, things like that. Have a call out on it on the homepage so it's obvious. It's one of the first things people see when they come to your website because we always talk about trust building and how that's your biggest obstacle to getting a sale is homeowners trusting roofers or home service pros. This is a great way to build trust. If they see that you're actually going out of your way to create meaningful relationships and impact in the local community, that speaks more to them than any piece of blog content can, right? So a short post or page for each one. What was the event? Why you supported it? Photos of your team, links to that external organization, put an external link, give them a backlink with that community call out in the section right on the homepage. Proud to support our community, right? That links to a deeper community page housing all of it. Why does this matter so much? It's for customers, right? When a homeowner is comparing you against two competitors and your site shows years of genuine community involvement, that builds trust like nothing else. People want to hire the company that's part of their own. We don't just work here, we volunteer here. We're active in the community. The community page stuff with local organization names, local event names, local place names, linking out to local orgs, that is a local relevance signal. After, local relevance signal. Combined with the backlinks incoming in from those organizations, you're building a local SEO moat. Your competitors can't fake it. They can't go just buy that backlink off some guy on Fiverr. Doing the events without the website content is working out without the diet. Let's do both. Let's get jacked in tandem. It's where you'll get the max results. Every event comes a permanent compounding asset instead of a one-day appearance. Last piece, and honestly, the one that determines whether any of this happened, somebody has to own this within your company. Not the team, right? If you've got 15 team members, everyone's aware of this, but nobody's directly accountable to it. This is one of those piles of everybody get to it when you can get to it. You'll never actualize this taking place, right? Somebody has to be solely responsible and accountable, for better or for worse, on the outcome of this process. It's not a marketing kind of, it's a person, an office manager, marketing coordinator, director of marketing. Even you as the owner at first, right? But one name is attached to the system. It's their job to see this through and make sure all these things are happening. Maintain the annual event calendar and budget. Run the 4-part checklist for every event. Backlink, engagement check, social hype, press release. Get the website content and community page updated. After each event, report on it. Events done, links earned, content posted. And over time, calls that mention, I saw you at this event. When it's organized in advance, budgeted, and the one person is running a systematic process, shit gets done. And when it gets done consistently, event after event, month after month, year after year, the awareness and brand equity compounds substantially. Your name keeps showing up in the local Facebook groups, in the local news, at local events, on Google in search results, on LLMs, ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, all the things, right? We're getting more eyeballs, more qualified people seeing your brand, more people who in their moment of need already know exactly who to call. So quick recap of the system. Budget and plan the full year in advance. Dollars, time, production, map and isolate the right events, where your homeowners actually are, run the checklist every time, ask for the backlink, own the engagement, post hype content before and after on every single platform that you can, send the press release before the event, squeeze that berry, website content for every event, community call out on the homepage, assign one owner with a systematic process so it actually happens, do the events and do the follow through. It's the gym and the diet. That's how community marketing goes from a feel good expense to one of your highest ROI channels in your entire marketing system. If you found this helpful, do me a favor, like the video, send it to somebody else who you think will like it too and it'll make an impact for, and make sure you subscribe. Mash that subscribe button for more home service marketing strategies and drop a comment. Tell me one community event in your town you're doing this year to build a system around. I read every one of them. I'll see you in the next video.